Today, a new pack with 8 epic cards, one of which you will be able to choose, has been released for the anniversary campaign. So we will look at their training, what skills and boosters they need, and who of them is the best choice for you. Here comes Pepe. Welcome everybody! Let's get right into this, starting with Batistuta. Phenomenal finishing Batistuta. 8 points in shooting gets him up to 93. That's really good. No points in passing because oh boy, he is super bad at passing, like really bad. 8 points in dribbling leaves him with solid dribbling stats, which almost any striker needs for quick ball control in tight turns. 10 points in dexterity is just enough for the +3 manager boost for acceleration, which is quite important. It also provides him with excellent offensive awareness and boosts his balance a bit. By the way, in the entire video, all +3 manager boosts are for the 88 proficiency managers, not 89. 8 points in lower body strength for more speed and kicking power. Stamina is still not exactly great, but a counter target instruction can take care of this. 5 points in aerial for the +3 boost for both physical contact and heading. If you have a crossing heavy playstyle, you could go up to 8 here and remove 1 point in each shooting, dribbling and lower body strength. As for skills, I would absolutely go for one touch pass, through passing, and if you use it, double touch. From there on, there's a couple of options. If you like doing special double touches, double touch cancels or test cancels, you probably want the soul control and flip flap. If not, you have other options such as outside curler or heel trick. Gamesmanship, or if you regularly do chip shots, chip shot control are also decent options. As usual, any feints you personally prefer are always fine. For the booster, I would choose Striker's Instinct. Since it's always a lottery if you don't have 100 tokens, you could also keep shooting, ball carrying or agility. The next player is Hole player Nakata, and the build is for an attacking midfielder. 8 points in shooting as he will definitely get into positions to finish. 5 in passing for the +3 boost in low pass. You could go for less if you want and add it to wherever you feel he needs it more. 8 points in dribbling for the +3 boost in ball control make him quite good in all aspects of dribbling. 9 in dexterity gets him the +3 boost in balance, also grants him nice acceleration. 10 in lower body strength for the boost in speed and also solid kicking power and stamina. The last 3 remaining points go into aerial to make him slightly more bulky. An alternative, more offensive build suited for a second striker is this one here. Basically, all points in passing were removed and added to shooting, granting him the +3 boost for both finishing and curl. As a second striker, he will mostly do easy or short passes, so the lack of a few points in passing should not matter too much, as 82 is pretty good already anyway. Now the reason why I wouldn't recommend a build for him as a central midfielder is because his profile isn't really made for it. Instead of somehow increasing his defense and trying to make him something he doesn't seem to be, it might be better to just use a different player instead. As for skills, I would absolutely give him long range shooting and acrobatic finishing. You could also go for soul control and flip flap if you need the special double touch. Heel trick is also an option, same for gamesmanship. If you absolutely want to add some defensive component to him, you could give him interception because his defensive engagement isn't that bad, but I wouldn't really recommend it. For the booster, I think ball carrying is really good, but other offensive ones are fine as well. Next up is Daniel van Buyten, one of my favorite cards in the game. There are different things you can do with him. This is my current build and I'm super happy with it. 7 in dexterity to increase his acceleration, which gets to a pretty respectable level for him. 10 in lower body strength, the same thing just for speed, and we also get a bit of stamina, which is really good too. 5 in aerial is really enough, gives him the +3 boost in heading. 10 points in defending boosts his defending stats, obviously because a defender needs defensive stats, right? The next build is the full anti-aerial build. Here, his task is really just to shut down the aerial threat of the opponent. 2 in dexterity for slightly more acceleration, 4 in lower body strength for a bit more speed and stamina. 13 points in aerial to max out physical contact and jump to make sure he is the best he possibly can be in the air. 10 points in defending to make sure he is also good on the ground. Defensive awareness is also important to make sure he reacts quickly enough when needed. I've been playing this build for a while against aerial threats and it worked really really well. You can do it, but here's the thing why I prefer the first build now. I rarely encounter cross spammers anymore, and Van Buyten's player ID is so fantastic that I also like playing him without being full anti-aerial. And he played for my favorite club, little disclaimer, I always liked him. Even with only 4 or 5 points in aerial, he will already be good enough to contest almost everybody physically and in the air, unless it's someone like Kola. So since many people have gone back to 1-2 and through ball spam with small strikers, I feel like the additional aerial points wouldn't be used wisely because you'd be superior anyway. You can however always keep him on your bench with a full anti-aerial build if he's your best choice for this. This here is another possible build for those who like to give their defenders high defensive stats. Still decently fast, still good in the air. Another alternative is this build here, especially if you play quick counter and need every single bit of pace you can possibly get in order not to get outrun. He's actually decently fast with this build. Physically and aerial is always fine. Defensive stats are a bit lower than the other builds, but it is what it is. Apart from the pace, another advantage of this build is the high stamina. As for skills, I would go, or actually did go, for low lofted pass, weighted pass, one touch pass, through passing and gamesmanship. For the booster, if you 100% only plan on using him as the anti-aerial guy, go for aerial. If not, either shutdown or defending is fine. Mine has defending because jump. Let's move to Michael Owen and a balanced build. 8 points in shooting, a good striker needs good finishing, makes sense. 2 points in passing as they remained, but they improve his already good passing for a striker. 8 points in dribbling to improve him on the ball as he will need to be able to do some quick turns. 10 in dexterity as acceleration, offensive awareness and balance are 3 of his key stats. Also 10 in lower body strength for more speed and kicking power. The stamina remains at 82, so you might want to give him a counter target instruction. If you want, also for the next build, you can switch points between dexterity and lower body strength as you wish, but I'd stay at least at 9 for lower body strength as this is where the +3 boost for kicking power is. The second build is more pacey for those who spend less time on the ball and more time doing through balls or 1-2s. No points in passing here, 2 fewer points in dribbling and 1 more in dexterity and lower body strength respectively for more pace. Both builds are fine, whatever suits you more, you will know. As for skills, I would choose long range shooting, one touch pass, through passing, double touch if you use it, and fighting spirit. If you absolutely want the special double touch with soul control and flip flap, I would trade fighting spirit and long range shooting for it, but it's probably only really worth if you really need it and use it a lot. For the booster, striker's instinct is nice. Agility would also be alright. I wouldn't go for shooting here because the point in physical contact is kind of useless, but if you don't have many tokens or random boosters, you can always keep it. Ball carrying also isn't too bad. The next player is Massimo Oddo with edged crossing. No points in shooting, although to be fair, I'm not 100% sure about this as curl does affect crosses. If you feel like you need the curl, you could go for 4 points here. 7 points in passing let him reach both important passing values. 90 for lofted pass to get to 99 with pinpoint crossing, and 83 for low pass to get to 99 with through passing. 8 points in dribbling, he needs them not only to be decent on the ball, but also for these quick turns back and forth to get a free lane for a cross, which fortunately he can do with either foot. 8 in dexterity for some acceleration and balance. Offensive awareness is also welcome. Also 8 in lower body strength, granting him the +3 boost in speed, and also amazing stamina, which he will definitely need as he will be moving back and forward a lot. 3 points in aerial to make him a bit more bulky. 9 points in defending, he is a defender after all. As for skills, I would give him blocker and acrobatic clearance, which are standard for any defender. You could also give him weighted pass. From there on, a lot is possible. You could give him, for example, double touch to make him better offensively, or heel trick, or gamesmanship, or of course any other feint you like. If you have nothing better to give him, you could even give him aerial superiority. For the booster, I would go with shutdown. It's the most point efficient solution here, and as I said, he is a defender after all. Defending also isn't too bad, neither is ball carrying if you want want something offensive. Let's move to Christian Abbiati. 8 points in goalkeeper 1, 13 points in goalkeeper 2, 8 points in goalkeeper 3. I think this would be the build I would use. Great reach is super important, and since reach and parrying come together, goalkeeper 2, in my opinion, is the most important to focus on in many situations. The only possible downside here is that reflexes aren't that high, which could make him a bit weaker against close range shots. If you want a more balanced build, you could go with this one here. 1 point in aerial, 8 points in goalkeeper 1, 11 points in goalkeeper 2, 10 points in goalkeeper 3. As I said, this is just a bit more balanced. As for skills, you could give him penalty saver if you like. He'd also benefit from the 4 passing skills: low lofted pass, weighted pass, one touch pass and through passing. But only do it if you have enough GP and skill trainers. It is not that important. For the booster, as with any goalkeeper, go with saving. In my opinion, reach is just so much more important than catching that saving is always the better choice. Let's move to Ludovic Giuly. 7 points in shooting, as he's quite good at it, also gives us the +3 boost. 3 points in passing, you can leave it at 0 if you like, but I feel like as a winger, attacking midfielder or side midfielder, he could need at least slightly better passing stats. 7 points in dribbling, he's already good here, just making him better. 8 points in dexterity to get his acceleration and balance really high up. The offensive awareness is also good to have. 11 points in lower body strength for good speed to complement his acceleration. For skills, I would choose long range curler, outside curler and fighting spirit. Since he only needs flip flap for the special double touch, it might be a good choice if you like this. Other than that, heel trick is also a good option. Feints, as usual, are always fine. If you use him as an attacking midfielder or second striker, definitely also go for long range shooting. The thing with long range shooting is, as a right wing, even as a roaming flank, I don't think he will often get into positions where he should shoot and benefit from long range shooting. If he cuts inside from outside of the box, which is where long range shooting matters, he would have to use his weak foot for it, which he shouldn't. If he uses an outside curler from the same position, long range shooting doesn't apply anymore, but long range curler does. For both in and outside of the box, by the way. With only 83 kicking power, and that is already with 11 points in lower body strength, his long shots aren't even that much of a menace. So yeah, if you exclusively play him as a right wing forward, I think you could probably skip long range shooting. You could always just play him without skills for like 2 or 3 games, then you will see anyway how he does in your formation and if it would make sense to give it to him. For the booster, there are quite a few choices. Striker's instinct is good, ball carrying is good, technique is good, Fantasista would also be decent. Now the last player, Dennis Bergkamp. This card really does not resemble the greatness that was Dennis Bergkamp. 7 points in shooting to get his finishing to an acceptable level. 4 points in passing if you use him as a second striker or first striker. You could reduce this to 2 and add 1 point in shooting for the +3 boost in curl. 9 points in dribbling to improve his dribbling. 8 points in dexterity for acceleration, balance and offensive awareness. 11 points in lower body strength for some speed. The +3 boost in kicking power and stamina. As for skills, I would go for double touch, long range curler and long range shooting. On top of that, you could, as with the others, go for soul control and flip flap if you want the special double touch. If not, fighting spirit and heel trick are really good choices. Gamesmanship would also be decent. You could even give him super sub should he not start for your team. For the booster, most of the offensive ones are fine. Striker's instinct is good, ball carrying would be fine, agility would be fine, whatever you like. So now the big question, who to get? Obviously, there isn't really a generally valid answer for everybody to this, because everyone has a different team. And for someone, player X might be a good upgrade, for somebody else, player Y might be a good upgrade. What you should do, however, is not immediately pick your player once you've done the 21 spins and get the selector, but first do all 30 spins so you avoid getting any duplicates, assuming it still works this way. Let's stay with Bergkamp. Honestly, I don't think he would be a good choice, especially compared to the others. I even compared him to the free Ribéry from the daily penalty game, which isn't even one of the best free cards we've ever got. And yeah, see for yourself. I mean, Bergkamp is the better card here, yes, but to be the best choice among the other cards like Batistuta, Owen, Buyten, this is not enough. He's the better dribbler here, sure, a lot more awareness, but apart from this, he is slower, has less balance, and the other stats are fairly equal. well. He also can't play in any league event. That's another downside. On top of that, there is Nakata, who I'll get to later and who in my opinion is the better player. Game-changing pass is way too weak to make up for this. In my opinion, unless you specifically like the player, don't pick Bergkamp. As fantastic as he was in real life, here he's not game-changing, but a pass, unfortunately. Let's come back to Abbiati. Is he the best choice for you here? So Abbiati is really good for a free keeper. He can also play in the Italian league event, which is super nice. The question you have to ask yourself here is, do I have anyone better? And if the answer is no, the other question is Abbiati a greater upgrade over either your current keeper or Vitor Bahia than anyone else in the pack for whoever currently occupies their position? If the answer is yes, Abbiati is your man. What about Giuly? Is he the best pick here? It's complicated. His stats are actually fairly good for a free card, but he has like one problem, and that is that it's a right foot on the right side with a bad weak foot that also can't cross unless you put an absurd amount of points in passing. So like, what's his deal? What I can see him do is cut inside and either pass or cut inside so late that the goal isn't too far away anymore for an outside curler. It kind of limits him a bit, but I think you can play around it. However, you could give him proficiency as attacking midfielder or second striker and either play him in the middle or even better on the left side. Then the entire problem I just talked about doesn't exist anymore. He can also play in the Spanish league event and for France in the national events and for Barcelona in the team events. If you need a player like him, and also if you don't need any one of the others more because you have their niches filled, then I can see him being your choice. So we know that Nakata, at least according to me, is better than Bergkamp. Who should pick Nakata? If you lack an attacking midfielder and you're set everywhere else, Nakata could be your pick, obviously. He can also play the Italian league events, which is a big plus. He's also Japanese, which means he will get you Konami karma and better spins in the future. Just kidding, he won't, probably. The next player is Massimo Oddo. If you don't play with crosses, you can cross him out already. Then there's no need for him. If you do cross regularly, he might be your choice. His stats aren't like super out of this world, but still very solid for a free card. What makes him special is not only edged crossing, but very high weak foot. Meaning just like Gnabry, he can use edged crossing with both feet, which is a massive advantage. The thing is, how likely are we, paid or not, to ever get fully proficient weak foot edged crossers? They're pretty scarce. He can also play the Italian event and the Milan club event. So yeah, if you're a crosser and need this kind of player, he might be your choice. Daniel van Buyten. Is he your man? He not only has a great player ID, but also very clear use cases, as in shutting down physical and aerial threats. Since his jump and physical contact are equal, unlike with other aerial defenders, you don't need to waste points in goalkeeper 1. Even as a regular defender, depending on who you have, he could be an upgrade, a big one even, literally. Downside is that unless you play Belgium, he won't ever be relevant in the national event, nor in any league event. He can play the Bayern event though, so for those who are set offensively and in midfield but lack a reliable defender, he might be your choice. What about Michael Owen? He looks extremely good. 103 overall, can even have 104 overall as a second striker. He must be way above all free cards, right? Well, take a look versus free Mbappe from like long ago. This, by the way, shows how incredibly deceiving overall ratings can be. Mbappe is only 100, but the main reason for this difference is the difference in heading, which in my opinion isn't that important for this kind of player. So looking at this, in general, obviously I would give it to Owen, although the +5 Mbappe has in speed hurts a bit. Owen's +8 in kicking power is quite much though. This probably also skews the overall a bit. I think it's fair to say that Owen is a slightly improved version of the free Mbappe. And free Mbappe is really good. Whether this is good enough for you depends on who your strikers are. If he's a good upgrade, nothing wrong with taking him, especially since he can also play the English event. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, and if you lack small, fast, mobile strikers, don't hesitate. The last one, Gabriel Batistuta. I think here it's maybe the easiest choice. If you don't have a bulky striker but everything else, which is probably not that unlikely, he's your choice. He really has great stats and he has phenomenal finishing. Like sticking with overalls, he's 104, but it's not actually deceiving, but the other way round. If he for example had 5 more points in low pass and 6 more in lofted pass, he would be 105. It wouldn't matter, but I think they purposely kept his passing low to make his overall lower, because they seem to balance cards around overalls. We rarely see strikers with passing this bad. So yeah, Batistuta is a great versatile striker and in my opinion probably the best choice for many people. He can also play the Italian event and the national event for Argentina. If you don't have better bulky strikers or need an upgrade anywhere else more urgently, he could be your man. If you absolutely don't know what to do, he's probably also your man. So I hope this helped you a bit. Feel free to tell me your thoughts in the comments about who you will choose and why. Well, that's it folks, let me know if you liked this video. I'd love to subscribe, liked or commented. Until then guys, take it easy. Shaka!